do we memorialize? Why do we memorialize? To create places for mourning, so we can teach future generations, so that we will never forget, and so that we can heal. Memorials are shared sites of memory. How does this memory of a past time shape our understanding of the present moment? There are a number of examples of public memorials designed to inspire reflection and promote social justice. We intend to create a permanent public memorial in Seattle, Washington for the over 90 victims of the Green River Killer. To our knowledge, this will be the first memorial anywhere for women and girls killed in the life of prostitution. Between 1981 and 2001, over 90 prostituted women and girls were picked up off the street and brutally murdered in the Seattle area by one man. More than half of the identified victims were children under the age of 18. These murders happened again and again for over 20 years before he was caught. Why were these women and girls in a position where they were so vulnerable? Why, since at least as long ago as Jack the Ripper, have prostituted women and children been primary targets for serial murderers? We find some of the answers in the Green River Killer's own words.
The plan was, I wanted to kill as many women I thought were prostitutes as I possibly could. I thought I could kill as many of them as I wanted without getting caught.
And I am a survivor of 15 years of prostitution and abuse, and I've started an organization called OPS, which is the Organization for Prostitution Survivors. I was put out on the street in the late 80s, early 90s. Just knowing that he was out there was a horrible feeling, and you know, people may say, well, why were you out there if you knew he was there? Well, it's not because I chose that, it's because I was forced into that. And I was too afraid to leave. I believe that the community has a huge responsibility to memorialize these girls and these women. They were victims, and there has been more publicity around the killer. And none of these girls' lives or who they were have really been recognized in this community, and it's really important that it is.
Phase 1 of the Green River Victims Memorial Project is a multifaceted program that's absolutely accountable to survivors. First, we're going to have arts workshops with survivors of prostitution. We take that art that's produced during those workshops and curate it into 4 quarterly shows that are open to the public. In addition to that, we're going to be taking images of those works and bringing them to the public through our Speakers Bureau and our community presentations in order to start a dialogue about the harm of prostitution and the necessity for a Green River Victims Memorial. In these workshops, I hope for these women to experience personal growth through the artworks that they're making, and also they're not going to be making these works in isolation. They're going to be making these works in community. And the dialogue that takes place around the creation of these artworks in the context of this larger project to memorialize the Green River victims is going to be quite an empowering aspect of this program for the women.
Every survivor that I've worked with has experienced, and I've witnessed their transformation, where they have found their voice, and their story, their creative essence. Now I have worked with nieces and daughters of some of the victims of the Green River Killer. A memorial would be a way to interrupt this intergenerational cycle of violence.
This project creates an opportunity to transform the grief and suffering through the power of art, and in so doing leave a legacy. A place for mourning those who were stolen from us, for teaching current and future generations that all human beings deserve dignity.